vid on some shit. New vid by my boy Digirosity. You feel me? Digirosity. The hell of homework. Now chat, we done all been in school. Now me personally, I don't go to school no more. But you feel me? When I used to go to school, that's just different type of different. Fourth and grade. When I used to go to school, you feel me? I used to get a lot of fucking homework. Come on, folks. We all hate homework and shit. Ain't really know, you feel me? Ain't really none to. We all hate homework, man. Everybody used to hate getting fucking homework. Everybody did, folks. When I was in school, boy, when I used to go, that was one thing I don't miss about school. It's fucking homework. One thing I don't miss. You got the bitch ass nigga in class that want to raise his hand, that want to be school right now. For me, it's hell. Hey, I pray for you, my brother. I'm just so glad I don't go no more. I'm just so fucking happy I don't go. You feel me? I'm happy I do not go anymore. School is out of my life. Look though, you always had that one bitch ass nigga in the classroom that want to be the teacher's pet on some shit and want to get that. Oh, Mrs. Somebody, you know, Mrs. Wu, you know, do we have homework? Oh man, I have stories of that shit, boy. I do not miss school in the slightest. I'm just so glad I don't have to deal with shit like this no more. Cause you got me fucked up. Oh, matter of fact, hold on. Before we play the video, let me, you feel me? Let me like this bitch, boy. We fuck with the generosity over here, man. Talk to me.
Horseman, father, slave abolitionist, but most importantly, education reformer. Man spent a majority of his career changing the scope of American public school education to an overall better environment. You see, back then, teachers were slightly more dumb than they are now. Anybody could have been a teacher back then, even you. So Horace changed it to teachers have to be trained professionals for him to teach. Also, he wanted more girl teachers, no more teachers with sausages. He opted for a more diverse school environment. He wanted to equalize the learning experience for all kids so they can learn the same no matter the background. The man did a whole heap of advancements to the American education system that we still use to this very day. There's like 1,000 schools that are named after him, bro. This guy made a difference. The man basically made everything we know about modern American education we do today, including enforcing the worst mother thing to ever exist.
Like that?
Homework! This man did everything right for the education system, but with this one thing, he made everything wrong. I know you were a slave abolitionist advocating to end slavery and all, but bringing homework over to the U.S. might even be worse than slavery. You know how Oppenheimer made the first apology video after creating those nukes that were dropped on Japan? Well, imagine being this Frankenstein-looking dude, ruining the childhoods of everybody in America. Homework is the worst thing to ever happen. And I'm gonna try to explain every single minute detail on why not only it sucks, but it's useless. But for me to explain that, let's figure out why homework was created in the first place. Through a simple Google search, it says,
oh, you know, it's like homework was like made just to like ruin your day at home. You thinking, all right, boy, you off of school or whatever, and then I know it's like, nope, you can't go home rest. You gotta do this fucking homework. So it's like you still in school, but you not in school. It's like you faking school. I'm telling you, these teachers me know what the fuck they be doing when they be doing that shit. I'm telling y'all, folks.
Robert Novellius, an Italian teacher, invented the whole concept of homework, and he assigned it to punish students who didn't demonstrate a good understanding of the lesson that was taught in class, or just lazy and disobedient students. He would punish them with homework. And yes, I might agree that homework was a worse punishment than being beat with a ruler, and I could just blame all my school misery on this guy. But when researching it, it also says he did this in 1905 or 1095. Now, I might not be a genius, but the math isn't math in here. How he do this in 1905 or 1095? That's like 6 billion years apart. Is he a vampire? Is he related to Nicolas Cage? We'll never know. Because apparently, there's no real evidence this Roberto Noodle guy even existed. So Google is giving me some false information. Now I gotta switch over to Bing now. The real reason on why homework was created dates back to ancient Rome in the 1st century AD. That's a few years after the Big Bang. The term homework can be traced back to this time, said by Pliny or Pliny the Younger, an oratory teacher. That's a teacher that teaches you how to talk to strangers. He believed the repetition and practice of speech would help students get better at their speaking skills. So he would often tell students to practice speaking at home, essentially homework. So homework was created for students to practice the subject.
Homework.
I mean, that was probably a no duh for most people watching. But the way this Pliny guy used it, it isn't really homework. You know, sometimes teachers will tell you your homework is to study for the test the next day. And when they say that, in my head, they basically told me, I don't got homework. I'm not gonna study when I get home. I'm gonna be too busy.
Hey, I never studied a day in my motherfucking life. Fun fact about me. Never did. I never studied a day in my life. I was never studying it. Boy, look, I'm from the trenches, shorty. Like, I swear to God, motherfuckers, go study. I never studied a day in my life. Never. I ain't give a fuck. I never studied a day in my life. I'm sorry. You can study if you want to, but me personally, you got me fucked up. I ain't studied shit. My ass went home till my ass still asleep on phone now.
Playing Hello Kitty Adventure.
See
then I'm
man.
gonna
Hey,
study
see you later too, Dylan. I appreciate you. Thanks for the follow, man. You feel me? Thanks for the follow. Oh no. Have a nice day, my nigga. And a nice night.
Last minute on the bus ride to school the next day, also studying a bit in homeroom before their class, and I'll still get away with a B-. You know? Hey, I'm happy with that. PP, the teacher's homework, wasn't really homework. It was a suggestion, like how dentists suggest that you brush your teeth twice a day. Don't tell me what to do. I brush my teeth once a week, tops. But obviously, homework has devolved since the time of Phineas and Ferb. Instead of studying, we have multiple choice sheets, written assignments, projects, reading whole textbook chapters of homework. Man. Isn't that what class is for?
This shit is giving me real life PTSD. I just remember all this shit, man. Like, going home, packages of home, you gotta do this and that. First of all, I used to cheat like a motherfucker, by the way, which obviously not surprising, but it's just still, man, like, you know what's so great? I have stories of like when I literally got caught cheating on my homework with a teacher leading. Well, I don't know.
Signing me textbook chapters to read as homework is basically telling me to go and teach myself. What am I here for? What are we doing here then? I might as well be at home playing with my Hello Kitty. I remember I had this one teacher that would basically assign essays to type every class as homework with a minimum word count of like 300. Don't take honors history. Worst mistake of my life. Homework now is just an overload of mandatory tasks that when combined with every other class that assigns it, you're looking at a whole behemoth booty load of exhaustion you have to do every night. And all this new age of homework is still looked at as practice of what you're already learning. But in this day and age, how is homework practice? Practice for what exactly? How fast can I Google the answer to this question? How fast can Photomath scan this math equation and give me the answer with work? How fast can I find a Quizlet that has every single answer to every single question on any English or science?
Hey, but it's crazy though. Cause nowadays, boy, I tell you, nowadays, you could damn near, boy, have literally AI do your whole fucking homework for you. And you can have AI like write a whole essay for you, boy. Like, it's crazy. You kids, boy, got it good nowadays. Back in the day, we didn't have all that shit, boy. I didn't have none of that shit. I just had to, don't get me wrong, we have the classic sites like, what's that called? Bluebird, where the fuck that birdie fucking site was called when that shit was a thing. I never used it because I ain't know about it and I didn't know how to get on the bitch. I never cared about it. But hey, you new kids, boy, y'all niggas got robots writing y'all essays and doing your homework now.
Science assignment in order? This is no longer practicing or studying these subjects. We just copying and pasting. Especially nowadays with stuff like ChatGPT and all its alternatives, where we can get whole essays about feet typed to us in a second for free. Homework in general is just obsolete. Or at least its intended purpose of making us study and practice is. Homework is just needless work. Stop assigning it. I bet you teachers would like that too. It gives you less work to go through and grade. I know some of you teachers complain about the amount of work you do. Then y'all just give out more homework, essentially giving us more work for me and you. Do you like to suffer? Is that what you like? Suffering? Speaking of eternal damnation, let me talk about how even people back then agreed with what I'm saying. In the early 1900s, big-time publications like the New York Times and Ladies' Home Journal published articles on how homework can affect the health and mental state of a child negatively. The articles basically showed You see that kid right there? That's your child on homework.
Oh,
These articles
yeah.
cause an outrage against the schools in the West. And
Tonight,
California, being California,
yeah.
it did something insane. But for the first and only time, a good kind of crazy. In 1901, California banned homework for kids under 15.
Damn.
You thought it could never be done, but faith has been restored. Skip some years, and in 1923, the American Child Health Association formed, and they also thought homework was bad for the brain. And in the 1930s, they even went as far as to deem homework as child labor. You see, during this time, America just had the Industrial
Great Depression.
Revolution, and the children yearned for the mind. So kids,
you know, so crazy, boy. Like, I just like. It's so true about homework, because it's like, folks, why did they used to give us that shit? Like, okay, I just did all this work in school, all this shit. Now I have to go home and do some more work. Folks, it's just like a job. If I'm working on some shit, right? I got to doing all this. It's like you give me, okay, when you go home, you gotta do this shit too. Here's some homework. Here's some homework, some things you could do it while you at home. It makes no fucking sense. Like, no, fuck all that shit. Like, I just got through doing all this shit. I don't want to be here. You think the first thing I want to do when I get home is do some fucking homework? No. I want to go home, lay my ass down, play my Game Boy, and chill. You feel me?
Youngest 5 were playing Minecraft in real life. And by the 1930s, a bunch of laws had sadly been signed against child labor. But recently for it. And since these laws were being passed, the ACHA thought it was a great opportunity to finally get rid of homework once and for all. Obviously that didn't work out. And about that California bill, that also didn't last long. That only lasted like 10 years. Like everything in California, the fun only lasts a second. Then you're homeless. There's more to this American homework story, but we all know the ending because we're living in it. ACHA were the only group of people that understood that we were being worked to the bone over this work. How not only it was hurting us, but it was destroying our minds. Yet our government failed the people's needs once again. The hours and nights of work I had to do just so my grade could go up 0.02% and for some reason go down 50% if I didn't do an assignment. The amount of stress that brings a student, it's deadly. I've already described why homework is useless, terrible, and gave my firstborn cancer. It's a punishment that would be beyond my comprehension if it didn't exist. I hate homework so much. I want it abolished, almost as much as I want stealing from Walmart to be legal. And in my world it is, but let's not right now. But what's the replacement of homework if it were to get banned? What will take its place? I'ma tell you. Actual studying. Homework would be you studying all the notes and what you went over in class. So the practice part of homework would actually work. And I know some people are thinking, nah, you a liar, man. You just said whenever studying was your homework, you're gonna go and play Hello Kitty Adventure. You can't fool me. Yeah, and the reason for that is because every other night I'm doing back-breaking homework. The only reason I play video games that day is because it's essentially my day off. That's why. If I was assigned to study every day as homework for every class, I would probably still play video games, not gonna lie. But it would motivate me more to study. Maybe after clocking in 5 hours on Nintendogs, I'ma feel a little slumped. Then I'ma remember, oh yeah, I got school tomorrow. Then study for like 5 minutes, you know? Better than nothing. You know what's really better? Copying and pasting an hour worth of homework, learning nothing, or that 5 minutes every day where I learn and practice 5 minutes of stuff and actually remember. I think we both know the answer. It's a better system, man. I'm telling you, it's a win-win on both sides. The teacher and student get less work while class grade averages go up. Also, to any student that would still fail their classes with this system, nah, you just dumb, bro. Sorry. You still failing when there's no homework, bro. You're the one with the doo-doo for brains. Just transfer, bro. I got the perfect place for you. And that is my reasoning why homework is hell on earth and my solution to that problem. Thank you. And to any kids watching this right now, show this video to your teacher and tell them to watch it, because I just gave them the most convincing reason on why homework is terrible. I'm about to change their brains. I made sure not to cuss or say anything dirty in this video so you won't get in trouble. And if they watch this and still give you homework, jump them! I'm just kidding. Just put a grenade in their desk when they're not looking. Yeah, homework is dookie, and that's all I wanted to say. And in conclusion, Mario, Luigi, and a Donkey Kong too. 1,000 Koopa Troopas couldn't keep me from you. Princess Peach. California, the fun only lasts a second.
What the fuck?
Then you're homeless.
What the fuck? Shout out to generosity, man. Facts, though. Facts. Fuck homework. I'm just glad I don't have to do that shit no more. Glad I don't have to. That shit is owe it for my life. Owe it. I'm talking owe it, boy.